Warrior Wednesday. On Wednesdays, the practice is a little more active. And so I would like to ask you if you're doing this class and you have any kind of limitations, injuries, or even if you're just tired, please listen to my cues the way that I always offer an entry level of each pose. And I always say this is a great place to stay. As we move to some more advanced or challenging poses today, I'd love for you to just invite yourself to stay in that first offer where you can be successful, right? Where you can be comfortable and take back your practice. Okay? So we're starting in a comfortable seat, and I'd like to ask you to bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. This mudra is a gesture of gratitude in almost any language. So let your thumbs touch your sternum and maybe even a little press, even press inward so you can just feel the strength of your hands. Let your elbows lift a little bit out to the sides. Lower your chin and close your eyes. And as we take these first few deep breaths together, just reflect on the word gratitude. Just that one word, just gratitude. There have been plenty of studies done that show that just that word, the reflection of gratitude, has an almost immediate effect on our nervous system. It brings us into a softer place. It shifts the thinking from worry to present moment and what we have right here. So as we go through this practice today, I'm going to offer you opportunities to practice gratitude. And if you're a beginner yogi, the practice of gratitude is kind of like a puppy. It's a distraction. And so when you notice something is uncomfortable or unpleasant, you can distract yourself by being grateful for the sound of a bird or the beauty of a flower in your room or just your health, your anything. Distract yourself from those negative thoughts. But if you are becoming an advanced yogi, I invite you to practice gratitude for that thing that is challenging. Big difference. Gratitude in spite of or gratitude for. So let's take that with us into our first round of pranayama. Go ahead and come into child's pose. And we'll take the knees wide and the big toes close together, using any props that you like to use around you. And once you've found your way into child's pose, you can choose any variation of your arms for this beginning practice. And we're going to take a 3-part breath. So as you breathe in, feel the breath in your low belly, then your ribs, and then up into your collarbones. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders, collarbones, soften the rib cage, and squeeze your navel to your spine. Do that again. Inhale, belly, ribs, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, ribs soften, belly draws in. As you're taking these 3-part breaths, you might start to stretch your arms out longer, giving yourself more space, stretching those intercostal muscles between your ribs. And try again, 3-part breath, bottom to top, empty top to bottom. Staying in child's pose, bring your palms together like Anjali Mudra over your head And then bend your elbows so that the hands come behind your head and your elbows are on your mat. You might walk your elbows forward a little bit and pull your hips back to start to lengthen from elbows to sitting bones. Again, here I invite a 3-part breath. In this shape, in this pose of child, with a little more intense stretch, practicing gratitude for. And it might be here gratitude because you love this pose, so gratitude for a stretch, but it might also be gratitude for discomfort. Knowing that it's doing its work. Release your hands. Stretch your arms long. Press your hands into the mat and lift up into a tabletop position so you can draw your knees closer. Tucking the toes, lift the hips into downward facing dog. And here in down dog, pedal your heels. Find your way into this pose. And then settle into stillness. Let the wiggling and pedaling stop. Root down through your hands. Dig in through the balls of your feet and lift your hips. In these breaths here, gratitude for whatever is here. Challenge, enjoyment, breath, and body, just like this. Gratitude for this. Stepping the right foot to the top of the mat, we're going to drop our back knee and just move through the hips a little bit before we move into our salutation. So just shifting forward and back, getting that first glimpse at a hamstring and a hip flexor stretch. Move with your breath. And in whatever way seems best for you, switch sides. You can just kind of crawl the knee back and bring the other forward, or wherever you like to get here, but just switch to the opposite side and then begin this forward and back motion. So if I have tight hamstrings, I can be grateful that those hamstrings have been serving me well through activity. Or maybe they've been sitting, right? Gratitude for muscles doing their job. The next time you come forward, tuck your back toes and step the back foot to meet the front foot. Come into forward fold. Drop your head, loosen your shoulders. Let your arms reach behind to hug your legs. You can bend your knees as much as you want to take the tension out of the back. Open and close your mouth to release your jaw. Exhale. Gratitude for what is, what isn't. Let's release the hands. We'll press to the shins, lengthen halfway, and find this nice long spine so that we're moving from the hips. You can bring your hands to your hips and roll yourself to stand. Come into mountain pose. Feet right under your hips, shoulders over your hips. Inhale, arms overhead, and look up as your palms meet. Draw them back through heart center. And as they pass your heart, to say the word gratitude, either out loud or in your mind. If your word is more like grateful or thank you, whatever word for you makes you feel gratitude. We'll work through our sun salutations, and every time the hands come back here, just pause for that moment. Gratitude for. Let's lift the arms high. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Press hands to shins, lift halfway. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. This first time through, let's drop the knees. Spin the elbows forward and shift your body forward so that as you lower, your elbows bend at 90 degrees. And then lower your belly to the earth, peel up to cobra. Just feeling a little strength in your back. Pressing back, child's pose. And from here, we'll just tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, sigh out. Let your heels get a little closer to your mat. Your chest a little closer to your thighs. Looking forward, the feet come to meet the hands. Half lift and forward fold. Sweeping the arms high, extended mountain. Look at your hands and exhale, hands to heart. Let's go again. Reach high, deep breath in. Swan dive, forward fold. Press to lift halfway. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale, plank pose. You can drop to your knees. If you're practicing on your toes, shift way forward, lower halfway, and then press to the tops of your feet. Shoulders on your back. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths right here. Maybe a loud sigh on the third breath. Looking forward, the feet come to the hands, lift halfway, and exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach, look up as your palms come together, and draw the hands to your heart. Pause here. We're going to move into Sun B, and this is where we get to build all that fun heat. We're going to go through this 2 times fast. So I need you to hang on, fasten your seatbelts, and we're just going to really build the heat and boil the water. So bring your hands to your hips, sink your hips down into chair pose, and your arms can be out in front of you or overhead. Make sure you feel your weight in your heels. Your spine is neutral, so if you feel yourself tucking like this, reach your tailbone back and down. Gratitude 4. On an inhale, stand tall, extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog, and we'll take a vinyasa. Coming forward on knees or toes. Lifting up and sending hips back. On the inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, step your foot through, drop your back heel, rise up, warrior 1. Just 1 breath. And then hands to mat, take a vinyasa. High push up to low. Lift your heart. Big exhale, back down dog. On the next inhale, left leg lifts. Stepping through, drop your back heel, 1 breath. Warrior one. Lower down. Take a vinyasa. In Sun B, we get 5 breaths here to rest. So this is a great place to drop into child's pose or to stay right here and catch, literally, your breath. Everybody lift up on your tippy toes. Put a big bend in your knees and just try this, tiny little hops. That's the very first step towards hopping to the top of your mat, if you're liking to work on that. Let's meet at the top of the mat and then we'll fold forward. Drop the hips, raise the arms halfway or all the way, chair pose. Feel your breath. Feel your heat. Inhale tall. Look up, palms meet, hands come to the heart. Notice what you're feeling right now, all of it. And see about gratitude for. Gratitude for this, just as it is. One more time through Sun B. Sink your hips, raise your arms halfway or full. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down dog. We'll take a vinyasa. Forward and down, knees or toes. Hopefully you're learning the modifications now that work for you. On an inhale, right leg lifts. Stepping through, drop the heel, rise up, warrior one. And right down again, vinyasa. And folks, you can skip a vinyasa here and there. That's not going to change the practice that much. Left leg, step through, rise up. One more time, vinyasa. Last one, I promise. 5 breaths. Down dog or child's pose. Catch your breath. Body is warm. Breath is flowing. Here now. Come up onto your tippy toes, nice bend in the knees. You can hop, take baby hops forward or step feet to hands, lift halfway and fold. Drop the hips, raise the arms halfway or all the way. You've finished Sun B twice. Breathe deep. Lift tall, friends, and take a little back bend. Follow your hands backwards. As your hands come together, mountain pose, hands to heart, pause. Gratitude. Let's reach the arms high and we'll slow things down a bit now and take advantage of this heat. Forward fold, pause here to take your feet hip distance apart. We'll start to find those hamstrings and IT bends. So take a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. Lengthen through the crown of your head and then bend your elbows to pull yourself down. Explore knees more bent or more straight. And breathe. Straight on into the hamstrings. Notice if you shift your weight just a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, the stretch changes from the middle hamstring to the inner and outer hamstrings. You've got 3 on each leg. So as you move, see if you can feel that slight difference in the back of your legs. Let's release the hands, lift halfway, and then cross the right foot behind the left foot. So you're going to cross so that your feet you're kind of on the outside edge of your right foot. Lower yourself down again. You can bend your knees. But if you walk your fingers toward that back foot that's on its edge, Jane, you're going to probably be singing right here. IT bends. Breathe deeply and let this sensation come all the way from your outer ankle, clear up into your middle back. Super tight muscle and connective tissue on every body. Breathe here with gratitude for exactly what's here. Coming back to center. The right foot comes back to its place. Let's step our left foot back and drop the back knee into a kneeling lunge. So completely shifting over into this left leg now. Hip flexor. Give you some options here. One is to just stay here and just give yourself attention. You're also welcome to lift the knee. Either way, knee down or up, let's come up to high lunge with the arms. Reach high. Hook your thumbs and let your hands reach back as your heart lifts up. Breathing space around your hips. And with a neutral spine, hands come to heart. Again, gratitude. Shifting forward over the leg, we'll twist to the right side. So you can touch the elbow to the thigh. Top hand presses into bottom hand. So your hands stay in this Anjali Mudra, this gesture of gratefulness. Embody that in this twist. Let this twist be about more than just digestion and stretch. Let this twist, this pose be about giving thanks. And release. Slowly step the back foot to meet the front foot. Lifting halfway and lowering again. You probably notice a big difference in the two legs. They feel like two different neighborhoods to me. So let's even things out. Bring the left foot behind the right. Just separate your feet and come to the outside edge of that left foot. Begin to walk your fingers around toward the back foot, the foot that's on its side edge. Deepen your breath here. Feel what's here to be felt, to experienced, to be noticed. And as we come back to center, slowly uncross. Oh my goodness. Left foot stays where it is. Right foot steps back. Let's drop the knee. Point the toes backwards. Settle in to hip flexor. Your choice is to stay on your knee or lift onto your back toes. And then with whichever you've chosen, knee or toes, let's rise up. High lunge. Hook your thumbs together and gently lean back. Notice if there's any tension in your neck or your jaw. Release that. Just put some space in your body. And then neutral spine, hands to heart. Gratitude. Shift your body forward over your leg and then rotate to the left side. Find your twist here. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Embodying, being grateful in this moment, just as it is. That's the advanced practice of yoga, grateful for. It's like working any other muscle, it takes effort. Slowly release. Let your hands come to the mat. Take this front foot, step it back, downward facing dog, and pedal the heels. Those of you who love vinyasa, take one. Roll through. We'll step our right foot again to the top of the mat, and this time let's drop the back heel, come up into warrior one. Interlace your fingers if you can. If that hurts your shoulders, you can bend the elbows more. But interlace your fingers and lift up. Again, a little back bend here. If it feels good to you, deepen your lunge. Press into the outer ankle. Feel that space. And then let's open it out into warrior two. Nice wide stance here in warrior two. Straighten and bend the front knee a few times. You'll start to feel something stretching here more in the inner thigh. And then down into warrior two. Find that reverse warrior. And over into side angle. You can take the left arm way up overhead this time. And we'll move back and forth. Dancing warrior. Reverse to side. Your legs are stable. This is more core work and spine strengthening than anything else. Just making room for breath. Take one more deep breath in, reverse warrior, and come back to warrior two. We're going to bring our hands in front of our heart, Anjali Mudra, elbows wide. Straighten your right leg. So the back foot is still turned on its side. The front toes are forward. We're going to hinge from the hip the way we do in Trikonasana triangle, but we're going to keep our hands here. So a lot of core. If this feels like too much strain, you can put a little bend in that front knee, but lengthen through the crown of your head. Breathe. Gratitude for. If you feel comfortable here, you're welcome to reach your arms up high. Let's all bring our hands to heart, soften the front knee, and start to roll over that front leg. Bring your hands to the earth, back foot steps forward, and now we're straight on into that hamstring again. Lengthen through the crown and lower your belly onto your thigh. This is called pyramid pose. We're going to be here for several breaths. So from pyramid, opening into twisting triangle. Your top arm can be up or down here on your back. This is some serious IT band attention. Find your breath. Gratitude for all of this. . Take one more deep breath in twisting triangle. And on your exhale, lower your hand, walk your fingers to the wide edge of your yoga mat and allow your head to lower down. And you can just play here for a moment, bending, straightening, shifting, any way you like. Lifting to a flat back, engage your core and begin to walk your hands toward your left foot. Drop the back heel, come on up, warrior one. Just find the strength here in your feet. Interlace your fingers. So again, if you need to bend your elbows a little bit to do that, you can. Warrior one, lengthen and breathe. Any place that feels tight or crunchy or constricted, pull up out of that space. And then let's open out into warrior two, widening your stance. Bend and straighten your left knee a few times. And then in warrior two, let's begin that dancing warrior. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, up and over, side angle. This is preparing our torso, our core muscles to hold that variation of triangle. So really hug in through the core as you're moving here. Good. One more time into reverse warrior. And as you exhale, warrior two. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. Elbows are wide, Anjali Mudra, straightening the left leg. So adjust your feet. Feet feel solid. Hips shift so that you bend into your left hip and lengthen your spine. Reaching out through the crown of your head and really holding here with the core. If you'd like a little more challenge, just extend your arms up and out in this variation of triangle pose. Deep, full breaths and gratitude. Come back to an upright position, soften that front knee, rotate over so you can come into pyramid. The back foot steps forward. The feet are on two train tracks with toes pointing more forward than out. So lengthening through the crown of the head, let's take our left thumb into the left hip crease. Push your left hip backwards. Reach out through the crown of your head. So feel what that length does to you. You can stay upright or lower over the leg. Either way, hamstrings. Deep breaths here, everybody. Lift up to a flat back and let's twist. So bring your left hand to your low back, open your shoulders. So stack left over right. You can stay here or reach the hand high. And there's that IT band again. Give it some big love, deep breath, lots of gratitude. And as we lower that hand to the earth, maybe the gratitude comes now that we're done with that. Come back to wide straddle. And again, movement or stillness, your choice. Take a little reset here in this wide straddle. forward fold. And then just start to press your feet into the mat. Slide your hands way out in front of you, the way you would if you were in downward facing dog. Let your chest drop down through your arms. Put a little more weight in your heels so you feel your hamstrings. Deep breath in. Exhale. Keep your hands where they are. Shift your body forward. Lift up onto your toes. Drop your heels. Press back down. Head between your arms. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come back. Hands find their way underneath your shoulders. Lift again halfway and drop both of your knees to the mat so that you can come around to a seat. And don't get too comfortable just yet. We're going to do boat pose before we go into our final stretches. So hands behind the legs, lean back, keep your waistband off the floor, and float your feet. So you can either be here or legs straight, your choice. Hands can hold the legs or reach out. Find your breath here, friends. Shoulders pull onto the back. Wherever your legs are, bring your hands to your heart. Anjali Mudra in boat pose. Grateful for. You know, if you hired a personal trainer and they handed you a heavier weight, you would be grateful because they were doing their job. They were doing what you paid them for. You might complain, but you're grateful for that challenge because you know what it gives you. So can you be grateful for this? Deep breath in. Grab the back of the legs, open the knees, and slowly go the opposite. Roll down into butterfly. Let the head drop. Let the shoulders broaden. Deep breath. And we'll release to a straight back. Draw your knees together and lower down onto the earth. Knees come to chest. Roll around a little bit on your low back. And let's extend the legs straight up in the air. Just take a moment here to flex and point. If you want, you can grab a hold and give a little extra stretch to the backs of the legs. And we'll do one more IT band stretch before we relax. So hold on to your right leg, let the left leg fall down to the floor. If you have a yoga strap, this is a nice place to use a yoga strap. So we're going to take the leg across the body. So I'm going to hold on to either the ankle or the big toe with the opposite hand and then just roll that straight leg out as my right arm comes down to the floor. So a spinal twist with a straight leg. If that feels like too much, bend your knee instead, your top knee. Shoulders on the ground, face relaxed. Slow, deep breaths. And then just soften that knee, come back to center. Pull the knee into the chest, give it a little squeeze. And both knees in, let's switch sides. So the right leg drops, the left leg comes up. You can hold on to your ankle, your foot, your toe, and start to roll that straight leg out to the side. Left arm extends and you'll turn to the left. Just checking in with your body. What do you feel in this pose? Where do you feel this? Maybe there's more than one place. Pay attention to what you're feeling now. What's here now? And softening that knee, bring yourself back to center. Hug the knees one more time. If there's any other movement that your body needs on the way into Shavasana, take that now. Maybe there's another stretch or an inversion that you just really love. Give yourself time, and then when you're ready, unfold your body and come down into Shavasana. Down onto your back using any props, any coverings that you need to be most comfortable here. When you arrive at this place of rest, do a little body scan, head to toe. Each exhale, inviting another part of your body to release, to drop, to let go, to rest. Life is a flow. Without its banks, there could be no river. Without loss, constraints, suffering pressing against your dreams, giving shape and direction to your destiny, you could never reach the sea. Rollo May. Without loss, constraints, suffering pressing against your dreams, giving shape and direction to your destiny, you could never reach the sea. Take a deep breath in, my friends, and as you exhale, just feel this body lying here. Gratitude. Begin to stretch your body, yawning and opening to gratitude. Roll around on the ground the way a happy cat would on a hot driveway, and start to wiggle yourself back to a seat. When you find your way back to the seat, let's end the way we started, with hands together in front of our heart, elbows wide, spine tall, Anjali Mudra. May we leave our mats today with an intention to practice strengthening this muscle called gratitude. Not gratitude in spite of, but gratitude for. Thank you all for making time for yourself and for this practice today. It's an honor to be with you and to guide this practice. Namaste.